When the jury finally read their verdict with guilty, how did you feel?
I felt fucked up, miserable, you know? It's like your life is over, you know? And the first thought came to my mind was my son. My son, what, you know, I know it hit him way worse than me because I'm a grown man and I can, but a 9-year-old child, man, So my son, that was my first and most thought and fear, about how he was gonna feel and what was gonna happen concerning him. So yeah, I'm I'm a human being. That shit knocked me out, man.
Well, you get found guilty. How long after the guilty verdict did the sentencing actually occur?
Probably a couple months after that. I think we got sentenced around about December that same year, somewhere in there. I think it was a little bit before Christmas, if I'm not mistaken.
And when the judge read the sentence, what did he say?
He read the counts off, and each count, he gave me the max on it. And the last count was drug conspiracy, which carried the life without parole. And yeah, he read it off with the vicious authority, the racist authority that we already knew he was throughout the trial. We saw that. But to hear his voice, the way he called it off, you knew that he meant that shit and he wanted you to die in prison. I never forget hearing his voice, Yeah.
When you heard life without the possibility of parole, you're 26 years old, half the age that you are right now.
Yeah.
How did you feel inside?
Man, your motherfucking heart skip a beat. You can't even describe it. The worst shit is like, just what it was. Like they telling you're gonna die in prison. That shit's serious, man. You're gonna die in prison. You're gonna live the rest of your life out in prison and die. That's it. Slow death. So that shit is scary, man. And for the young people, I always try to just give them my example and letting them know that, man, don't get taken with this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? What I've been through and what happened to me can happen to you. The same cell that they just released me from after 34 years, that cell open, and they want to put you in there. But you got to do something to make them put you in there, and that's breaking the law. It shit ain't worth it. You can end up just like I was. I was just blessed by God and blessed by my son in order to get my life back. But too many of us who get life without parole, you don't make it back out. You die in prison. So for all the young people, if you want to take that risk, and I'm highly telling you that it's not worth it, don't take the risk. Crime don't pay, man, in that way. So,
Well, on the day of the sentencing, your son went to go visit you in jail. And he said that was the first time he saw you cry. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not, I cried, one, because I knew that I just got a death sentence, two, my son, is only gonna have a father from prison. Also the trauma of of me getting the life sentence and the life that he once knew being over with me there. And it hurt, man, Any man that's gonna tell the truth about a situation like that, this shit is not no joke and no game. That's what I want young people to know, man. That shit made a grown man, made me cry. Tony Lewis Sr. made me cry. The drug, whatever they label me in the world. But they can strip all that shit, man, and break you down to the lowest common denominator. It's serious shit when they tell you your life is over.
Well, right, and to make matters worse, because you're being housed in D.C. during the trial, but then once you're, sentenced, they send you to California in Lompoc.
Right. But even before that,
the whole other side of the country.
but even before that, they said, you know, I don't know if you, but they kicked us out of the DC jail and put us on Quantico Marine Base. That was another whole element of shit that was tough as fuck. You think solitary confinement and the military shit being locked up under their jurisdiction, that shit was another, it was devastating, you know, not just to me, but to my son and family who wanted to see me, or just, you know, it was, yeah, they took us through all the shit, man, that's not normal. So leading up to going to Long Park or getting sent to Long Park as your destination to live out your death sentence. And it was a United States penitentiary. It wasn't no like going to the FCI, like how these guys, you know, going to FCI starting out with one of the cases, Big Meech. He go to FCI, you know, nothing towards him, but I'm just saying the new way they do things. Back in my day, when you was considered a major whatever drug game, murder game or whatever, and you got convicted and you got time like that, you going to the big boy house right off the top. You don't care nothing about your first offense. You just got locked up. That's where you going. And back in the 80s, that's what it was. It wasn't no going to these FCIs, which is a, you know, medium security prison. You're going to maximum security prison, and you got to deal with all that shit that comes with that. What's there?